Hey guys, welcome back. I've got a push mower here with a Quantum Briggs engine. And here it is. These are good engines, by the way. This machine's been sitting. It barely starts. Actually, it won't start for me at this point. If you spray stuff in the carburetor, it will run, burn that, and then die. So what I want to do today is show you how to fix this quickly without even taking the carburetor off the machine. So this one's got an auto choke. So I'm getting nothing out of it. Now to get to the carburetor on this one, I will remove the air filter. So what I'm going to do now is spray some carb cleaner right into the hole of the carburetor here. You should see it start up and then die. Okay, so it's only burning what I'm putting in. And I also think there's an issue with the cable, because the only way I could get it to start even though it dies is by squeezing this here while holding this down. Anyway, I had to squeeze it, then come back and hold it for it to start, only to die after a bit. So I think there's two issues going on with this machine. The carburetor jet needs to be cleaned, and I may have to replace the bail cable, the brake cable that goes right here. So what I'll do here is remove all three bolts. Okay, so the whole bracket will come off. You can see the carburetor. Alright, so I'm not removing the carburetor to clean it the way I am going to do it today, but I will spray it with some carb cleaner first. And it is quite dirty on the outside. However, it's the inside that matters the most. So most of the time on the Quantum engines from Briggs, all you have to do is remove the bottom jet here with a 1/2 inch socket. Now the fuel will leak once you loosen it up. That's why I'm going to put a container here, and we'll have it ready for when it starts to really leak. There we go. And what you want to do is remove the bottom jet completely. It's actually the bowl nut as well. And here's that jet, and usually that's the culprit on these Quantum engines as to why they won't start, or they will start and die. So I'm just going to let it drain. And what you need to do now is clean the inside hole here in the center and the one right here. This one looks pretty clean, the sideways one, the horizontal hole. Now, I usually replace the small gasket, and this is because I will be running the jet here on a wire wheel on my bench grinder. It'll clean it all up very nicely. But before doing that, I'm using a small micro drill bit. You can buy them on Amazon actually. Just do a search for micro drill bits. So the hole in the center is actually smaller than this one. And I've got a bigger drill bit here to clean this one here. And sometimes I kind of drill on an angle just to expand the holes at the bottom a bit. And don't expand the hole in the center too much. I would just leave it the way it is. Just make sure it is clean. If you expand this hole too much right here, the machine will run too rich. Now once I've done that, is I put the jet in a pair of vice grips. Make sure you've got your safety glasses, and I will clean it on the wire wheel here. And here it is, it's super clean. And I'll be installing a new gasket here. Here's the part number from Walbro 92-300-8. Okay, I've got the fuel drained pretty well here. I'll just put a rag to grab the few drops remaining. Now while I've got all this old fuel here, and it looks like it had stabilizer, that's why it's colored, I will use that old fuel to just clean the parts here. If you do use fuel to clean your parts, guys, be extremely, extremely cautious. Okay, now I'll reinstall the carburetor ball. And now the jet with the new gasket here on it. Okay, now I'll put this back on. Now if you're working on one of these with a primer, you may have to put 2 gaskets here between the bracket and the carburetor, because sometimes the plastic bracket warps and the primer won't work because of it. But by putting 2 gaskets, you can make up for that space that is lost when the plastic warps. Okay, here's some fresh gas. Okay, so there's definitely issues going on with the cable here. So what I'm going to do to get around that is just do a loop in the cable. That'll make the cable tighter. So by having this knot in the cable here, it's made the cable tighter. So when I depress the lever, it actually brings that thing there more toward the front so that the machine can have spark. I don't want to put a new cable on just yet before the machine runs properly. Now this machine's running way too slow for my liking, and the way to speed up the RPMs on this machine here is to find this tab with the spring and actually bend it forward. That will add more tension on the governor spring, thus making it rev higher. I'm going to try it out now and see if that does the job. Okay, let's try it with the governor spring adjusted. And that's pretty good, guys. What a difference by boosting up the RPMs. I usually set the RPMs at about 32 to 3400. Now I usually just set these by ear because I've done so many over the years, but I do know some of you always ask me what's the tachometer that you use. This is the one that I use, EasyTach Plus 328. This thing I've had for many years, and I put the setting at 2.1. This is the setting that I use for all the small engines. I'll start up the machine and we'll check to see where the RPMs are at. Okay, so I had them a little lower. It's a good thing I took the tack out. So 3200 is a good setting for these. I'm going to put a proper spark plug cap here. Somebody has taken off the boot and bent that piece, so I'll just do that now. And this machine will be good to go. I will actually leave the cable like this because I don't have another one in stock. It is an older machine as well. So I think the customer will be happy even though it's like that. If it breaks, I'll order one, but it doesn't look like it will break anytime soon. Okay, so let's fix this mess here. I thought I could save this, but it's just too far gone. So what I'm doing here is putting in a new connector. You can buy these on Amazon. Just do a search for spark plug connectors, wire connectors, etc. So now I'm just going to put it on like this. Now if you don't have fancy crimpers like I do, you can just kind of pinch this with your pliers here. But if you do a lot of small engine repair, guys, you might want to get these pliers right here, these crimpers, and I've actually made a video review on these, and the link is in the top right hand corner of your screen right now. Here's the part number. That's the part number of these pliers. They're just amazing. So basically, you just go in like this, and it'll do a nice crimp. And I've got a spark plug boot here, and to make it easier to get it in, I will just spray it with WD-40. Then I can run this part through it. There, now it's protected. You won't get zapped. Now all I got to do with this machine to get it out of the shop is change the oil, replace the air filter, and sharpen the blade, and she is good to go. Now that I know the machine runs properly, I'm just going to air blow where the carburetor is to clean it. If you do air blow to clean, make sure you don't blow the small governor spring out of their place. Be careful with that. You can just spray it with carb cleaner and just get the gunk off the carburetor on the exterior. Also, make sure to check out the video on these crimpers, guys. They are a must-have if you are serious about any small engine repair. Thanks for watching, and I hope the video has helped you, and you guys have a great day.